With the Pokédex filling up with many new Pokémon being brought back to Generation 8, and bringing you an assortment of some more choices to roster up onto your customized teams for Wi-Fi battles, no not those, we look into the new Pokémon that have arrived to the Sword and Shield expansion to make battles be even more fun and an enjoyable experience for everyone. Here are the 10 strongest Pokémon we can bring in to really make those much more competitive teams even more satisfying.
Let's go!
Number 10. Lisi. Chansey is also a viable option with Eviolite, and maybe I'm just getting old and the PTSD is starting to kick in from having to battle Blissey so much, but Blissey being back and the cries of no Generation 4 remakes from the fans really brought back a lot of memories. Blissey is an overall good tank, and having abilities like Natural Cure help it to keep that tanky status. It's offensively weak, so having Seismic Toss and more stats-inflicting moves can help to enable the rest of your teammates to take down their weary opponents, as well as help its friends out with some team-assisting moves like Heal Bell. Stealth Rock is still a choice as well, but a bit nerfed with the new heavy-duty boots, and if Soft Boil isn't a staple move for this Pokemon, then I don't know what else could be. Boosting up its HP and defense will help you a lot here to get the utmost, and some leftovers would be nice too to really show him who's boss. Seeing Blissey Dynamax and getting to 1400 plus HP really shows you the strength of taking care of your health, and really manages to keep that title of the strongest HP holder, even tying with the unusable Eternamax Eternatus' HP base stat as well, a glaring 255, with a move that heals it up and leftovers to take away any damage you just did to it. Those are some fun times. Number 9. Zeraora. Zeraora manages to come back to the playing field with its decent damage output and crazy fast speed. One of the few returning Pokemon with a total base stat of 600 as well, which actually outdoes the new legendary Pokemon's 550. That 143 base speed is going to get you in some quick hits, and Volt Absorb will also allow you to switch it into some oncoming electric moves. This Pokemon is more of a go-getter. It gives you a lot of choices in what to fight with, and things like Close Combat and Play Rough are good additions to have on this physically focused Pokemon. Definitely take advantage of that speed and send it in to destroy opponents. You can also give it Bulk Up to go along with its power moves to find some opportunities to set Zeraora up. Zeraora has a lot of ability to pressure certain Pokemon, and items like the Magnet can give it an extra boost to its 100 attack powered Plasma Fist to get the right amount of damage to take charge. Number 8. Scizor. A personal favorite of mine, Scizor comes back to the playing field in the new expansion with its old ways. Been a little while since I've broken it out, but the old Sword Dance, Bullet Punch, Bug Bite, Superpower U-turn choices that I remember can still apply with its staple Technician ability that boosts any move under 60 power. It even got a new move tutor move with Dual Wing Beat that can take advantage of Technician with its dual hit capabilities and getting you to 120 base power. Not sure if you'll need that move, as a flying type offensive move might not be the most needed, but the semi-bulky Scizor with its usually boosted up moves and ability to set up still has a charm to it, especially with how many have this as one of their favorite Pokemon to use. You'll likely want to split the stat boost among its defensive stats, like its defense, special defense, and HP, to give it a longer lasting effect, and with its 130 base attack, it's already got a nice enough amount of damage to utilize those seemingly weak yet powerful in effect moves that help cover its disadvantages. Those moves also have a nice type spread to suit and take the lead with its prioritized Bullet Punch and ability to swap out with U-turn. Number 7. Volcarona. Volcarona actually comes in with a bit of a buff this round, as those previously mentioned heavy-duty boots help to deny that half HP drop when it comes in on Stealth Rocks. Thanks to those, you're able to not have to deal with a 50% drop in HP upon switching in. You've got Flame Body to give you a chance at burning physical attackers, and your high base special defense should help prep you for the rest of the attacks to get a chance to roost up. Quiver Dance is a really good move, boosting your special attack, which is already at 130 base, as well as your special defense and speed. Just an all-around solid Pokemon with that glimmering sheen to flex that you're fostering a magic bug on your team. Bug Buzz and Fire Blast are also good moves, or Flamethrower so you don't have to miss 3 times in a row after you start trash talking halfway through, sending it out. Some damage can be better than no damage. You are able to make it a bit bulkier to have it last longer in battles with its healing moves and stat increases, so if you take out a lot of their physical Pokemon, or you have the type advantage, you can set up for a decent run-through. Special attack and speed can be the stats you focus all your EVs into, but HP and defense are also great to make it bulkier, so you can Quiver Dance and Roost to your heart's content. Number 6. Magnezone. Magnezone has classically stayed as a competitive option since it was introduced into the games. With it coming back to the new expansion, it still maintains its prowess as a powerful Pokemon. Haven't talked much about choice items, which could also be used on any previous Pokemon depending on the movesets you give them. Dynamax also does nullify the move lock, as well as the stat boost until the Dynamax ends, which could prove to make it a nuanced option to take if Dynamaxing wasn't banned. Scarfs and Specs are usually pretty interchangeable and depend on the Pokemon's goal, but for Magnezone, either is fine. You'd want to max its attack and speed stats with EVs and give it either Timid or Modest. One of its biggest strengths is its ability Magnet Pull, which locks in Steel-type Pokemon that aren't immune to trapping. Good moves to pick for your Magnezone are Thunderbolt, Flash Cannon, and Volt Switch. Number 5. Azumarill. If you have a Pokemon with the ability Huge Power and it's not one of the strongest, then that's just false advertising. Luckily, Azumarill comes in with some morals to really set itself up as a deserving Pokemon for that name. Don't know about the rest of the Huge Power holders. Except for you, Mawile, you're safe. You're just not in this generation. Azumarill is known for its sweeper capabilities, Aqua Jet being one of its signature moves to outspeed multiple opponents and knock out every Pokemon on the opponent's team like it's a strike. Belly Drum is usually used along with this when you have a good position to take advantage of the fully boosted attack and doubled up attack power that Huge Power gives. Aqua Jet is there as Azumarill's speed is rather low, but putting your EVs into speed to give your non-priority moves more of a chance is something you'd want to do. You'll also definitely want to max out the EVs in attack to really make those hits matter. It does have that Fairy type given to it in Generation 6, so Play Rough is a good move to have when you're able to use it, as Fairy moves are pretty potent. Knockoff is another good move to round out the set, as if you're needing to use Azumarill before late game with Belly Drum, you'll want a bit of utility. Overall a pretty good Pokemon, and throwing it in against a Pokemon it has advantages against can still lead to it poking a bit and then set up for a late game sweep. Number 4. Urshifu. The new legendaries come in, and as they're pretty similar in power levels, I thought we'd highlight just one, as they'd have similar stat spreads and choices with only their moves being slightly changed, but still going over the both of them. They do have new Gigantamax forms, but like every Gigantamax form in addition to Gigantamax Blastoise and Venusaur, those are banned as well. So the two original bears just gotta fight out on their own. I am leaning towards the Dark Fighting Urshifu, as although it is 4 times weak to Fairy, it having Iron Head with its high attack and a bit of bulk might be able to give it some favorable matchups to go against. It can also depend on the item you give it, like Assault Vest or making a choice. It also has Sucker Punch as a priority move, while Rapid Strike's Urshifu's priority move comes from Aqua Jet. But the overall damage Single Strike Urshifu will be able to do, and the options it has might outweigh the Water Bear. Wicked Blow is pretty good. It's a guaranteed crit with 80 base power, which pushes that up to 120 base power in total. And things like Close Combat and Drain Punch can also work into its moveset. Speed and attack are good to maximize, but you would definitely have to find the right spots to send it out. Its ability Unseen Fist is also a strong one that allows its moves to go through Protect and forces its opponents to choose a different move than that. Both Urshifu are pretty good. I think these sets would be similar, although Surging Strikes instead of Wicked Blow, and Aqua Jet instead of Sucker Punch. However, the Iron Head and Fighting moves are all good choices for both. They're both going to use Bulk Up too. Number 3. Tangrowth. I have liked Tangrowth a lot. It's one of Generation 4's evolutions to older Pokemon that was a good addition. It's a bulkier Pokemon that has a bit of an ability to posture swaps in battle and threaten retreats after tanking that actually benefits it thanks to its ability Regenerate, which restores 1/3 of its max HP upon swapping out. It's a pretty good Pokemon to skirmish with. You can up those defense stats. Defense, special defense, HP, all good options to throw your EVs into. Maxing out its special defense is more for an Assault Vest set to supplement its lack of special defense and cover it to tank any type of hit. Assault Vest will require you to need only offensive moves, so a utility move like Giga Drain that damages as well would help to keep this bulk of shoestrings living for quite some time. Earthquakes, Knockoff, and Sludge Bomb are decent moves. Personally, I like the Rocky Helmet and a more physically defensive build with Sleep Powder. It allows you to take some hits and have that Rocky Helmet take out 1/6 of the opponent's HP on contact and hinders a lot of physical Pokemon useless and can either Sleep Powder and Giga Drain or swap out just to heal up. There are a lot of choices to go with this Pokemon, and the strategies to its battling are pretty fun to think about, bringing Tangrowth in as a strong strategic Pokemon. Number 2. Magearna. Magearna is another Pokemon with the highest base stats on this list, rolling in with another 600. Magearna has a real ability to snowball an advantage, as Soul Heart allows it to raise its special attack by 1 stage when any Pokemon faints. Its special attack is really high at 130 base, and has some tanky stats, with both defenses being at 150 base each. It does also have the move Shift Gear, which increases its slow speed by 2 stages, and although that also increases its attack, that twice baked speed is what's really helpful. Working in moves like Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, and Flare Cannon can go well with its ability to increase its special attack. And even having Calm Mind can have it last longer in battle if you get an advantageous matchup, and have it start stacking every stat up with its status moves and ability as each of the opponent's Pokemon faints. It actually has quite a bit of options, Assault Vests and an onslaught of offensive moves with more prime defensive stats, as well as some strategies with Pain Split and more utility focused moves. But overall, I'd want to go with a more rush down, all into special attack and speed with stat increasing moves as a setup Pokemon, with a team that lets it sweep down multiple Pokemon at once to see it boost up to its max potential. It's just a super satisfying Pokemon to sweep with. Number 1. Clefable. The pure fairy status focused Pokemon comes back to Pokemon Sword and Shield in the new expansion with its walling self to take on a new challenge. This heavyset Pokemon brings in another Blissey feeling, but better with its focus on health and chipping away at the opponent. It being a pure fairy type allows it to counter a lot of Pokemon, and its general moveset also helps it flee away or stall out against certain counters. Its ability Magic Guard, so things like Poison and Weather can't chip away at its HP. Even things like Life Orb won't hurt it while still giving it its power boost. This allows Clefable to have many movesets. You'll want to drop your EVs into HP, and then choose which nature to maximize either special defense or regular defense with Bold and Calm, and then give the rest of the EVs into the one you're boosting. One of the choices you could make is upping its regular defense and having Calm Mind take care of the rest. Having Moonblast is just a staple of Clefable's, and also has some pretty popular type moves as well that are powerful and always used, like Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, and Ice Beam. Those first two being pretty decent for Clefable's matchups, but even something like Mythical Fire can be useful at times. It also has some nice utility moves like Wish, Thunder Wave, Aromatherapy, and Encore. It's got some screens as well, and even Protect for those wishes if you want to heal yourself up. Except not against Urshifu. Or just wish and pass them on to your hardworking teammates. It's a good support Pokemon too, definitely going to the bottom lane in Pokemon Unite, but picking out a moveset for Wi-Fi battles will need some optimization for the team you're using. However, Clefable manages to have a ton of move choice sets to choose from, and works out as an incredibly strong Pokemon to work its way into any team. Also, it has Flamethrower for those Steel-type counters. You can wish for just about anything and it probably has that.